Hello and welcome back to G-senjou no Maou after yet another break. Just to break it down right now, it's well, not unbearably hot, but it's hot in here. Summer is in full effect, at least outside my window, and so I don't know how high I will go with the subtle voice changing, and maybe there will be sections where I just read normally. And I want to excuse for that. Well, not really excuse, I mean, it puts kind of a strain sometimes on me. So, I don't know how to explain this. I basically will read it like I would read a novel of some sort. Or, well, I actually do that already, so this could be confusing. I don't know, you will see what I mean while I go on, and you can maybe comment on that, but it's so warm. So sometimes I can't concentrate and mix up a lot of things, and I don't know. Let's just go on. That was a terrible start. Where are we even? Director Shidatori shouted at the wall of the warehouse. He intends to become a hostage of his own volition. Are you sure you want to do this, sir? I talked briefly with him as I waited beside him. You might just be killed on the spot.
じゃあどうしろというのかね。娘を傷物にされて黙っているとでも?
Then what should I do? Just keep quiet when my daughter gets hurt? You are a good father. Now that I've had a moment to look at him, I've realized he actually looks quite villainous. His sly, vulpine face was hideously warped. He's almost as tall as Gonzo, and no wonder, being Tokita's father. But at the moment he looked withered and small. Tokita's voice came to us via Yusami's cell phone.
今から扉を開けるわ。言っておくけど、下手な真似をしたら、水葉の命はないわよ。
I'm about to open the door. If you try to get tricksy, Mizuha will die.
聞いてるの、ハル。
Did you get that, Haru?
もうやめよう、ユキ。
Cut it out already, Yuki.
何を言い出すの？これからがいいところじゃない。
What are you talking about? This is the best part.
終わりにしようと言っているんだ。
And I'm asking you to put an end to this.
何それ？
What?
出てくるんだ。
Come out of there.
話にならないわ。京介くん、聞こえてるんでしょ？
Oh, for goodness sake. You are useless. Kyosuke-kun, you can hear me, can't you? Yeah?
今、私は水葉の首に釘を突きつけている。
Right now, I have a nail to Mizuha's throat. You know what I'm getting at, right? Yeah, if you open the door and we come charging in, you'll do her in.
じゃあ、準備はいい？
Well then, shall we? I looked at the director. He nodded from in front of the door.
開けるわよ。
I'm opening it.
ちょっと待て、ユキ。
Wait, Yuki! Yusami butted in once again.
少し時間が欲しい。もうちょっと待ってくれないか。
Give us a little more time. I swear, just a little bit. You think you could do that for us?
どうして？
Why?
頼む。
Please.
自分の立場を考えてよね。あなたの頼みを聞く理由がないわ。
Think for a second, Haru. I've no reason to grant your request.
とにかく、理事長はそちらには渡さない。
Then the deal is off. You'll never get the director. Yusami hung up on Togita and stood in front of the warehouse door.
おい、君!
Hey, get out of the way! Move, Yusami! I don't really care what happens anymore. I'm not Tokita or Shidatori's friend, and I'm definitely not a cop. Why do I have to go out on a limb for this? And why in hell did I end up calling in Sonoyama Man?
待ってください。まだユキが水葉を傷つけたという確証がないんです。
Look, I need you to hold on a second. There's no proof that Yuki ever harmed Mizuha. Hey, you saw the picture, didn't you? Why was Shiratori bleeding if Tokita didn't cut her?
わかりませんが、水葉がユキに協力したという可能性があります。
I don't know, but it's possible that Mizuha is cooperating with Yuki. I realize that, but who on earth would go so far as to cut themselves? Oh, actually a lot of people, I would say.
ありえない話ではないです。
You can't say for sure that she didn't, though. People like that only exist in fiction. You're grasping at straws so that you can keep thrusting Tokita for some bizarre reason. So that you can keep trusting Tokita for some bizarre reason. Well, no, she's not really grasping at straws. She has it all figured out. Well, mostly, at least.
私が寒いのはこの際どうでもいいです。とにかくもう少し様子を見たいんです。
My bizarre reasons are beside the point right now. Just want to hold out a little longer. You heard her, sir. What do you think?
宇佐美君と言ったね。君はユキの友人だそうだが、一体何者なんだい？
Usami-kun, right? I understand you're Yuki's friend, but who are you really?
私が何者であるかもこの際どうでもいいです。とにかく理事長、あなたが中に入ったら我々はおしまいです。
That's beside the point right now, too. Anyway, sir, the second you go in there, we are finished. Yusami's cell phone rings again. However, she showed no desire to answer it. Without Tokita's orders, the director wouldn't be able to enter the warehouse. Oh, for Christ's sake, just do whatever the hell you want. I jerked my chin at the director. It's not like waiting around for this Katakura guy will hurt anything.
ユキは今すぐ私が中に入ってくることを望んでいるんだぞ。
But Yuki ordered me to go in there right now.
I shrugged and waved him away. Oh, come on. She's not going to kill her if you don't go in there right this instant. That would be utterly stupid. Even if she tried, worst case scenario, we break the window and rush in. It's not my problem that Shiratori's life is in danger. God, that's so cruel. Still, Yusami.
はい。
You may have pissed off our culprit, but am I right in assuming that it's a part of some strategy? And now I'm getting the silent treatment. So it is? What in God's name is she doing? Tokita Yuki called Haru twice, but neither call was answered.
どうしたんだろうね。
What's going on? Mizuha's fear got the best of her and she decided to ask directly.
何があっても理事長は引き渡さないつもりね。まったく馬鹿げてるわ。犯人からの入電を無視するなんて。私が異常者だったらとっくに人質は殺されてるわよ。
They have no intention of handing over the director. This is flipping ridiculous. Who just ignores calls from a hostage taker like that? If I were crazy, you'd be long dead by now. Which Yusami knows you are not crazy, but a very collective woman. So she counts on that, I guess.
姉さんは異常者じゃないよ。
You aren't crazy.
そう思ってるつもりだけどね。
You don't have to reassure me about that.
だって私のことは大事に思ってくれているもの。
You've always been so kind to me.
マリコ先生にも悪いと思ってるんでしょ。 無関係な人を巻き込みたくはないからよ。
You feel bad about Miss Nuttycoat, don't you? You don't want to drag innocent people into this. But Yuki did drag people into it. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and one never knows how far they'll go until they live the situation themselves.
またどこか怪我してみせようか。
Should I cut myself again?
やめなさい。
No, she answered immediately.
逆に怪しまれるわ。
That would just look even more suspicious. Maybe. More importantly, Yuki didn't want to have to see her sister's blood.
春にはバレちゃったのかな。
Do you
私
think
がわざと怪我をしたって。
Do you think Haru knows I cut myself on purpose?
断定はできないはずよ。だからこそ彼らも窓からの突入をためらった。
Even if she suspects it, she can't be absolutely sure. Otherwise, they'd be charging in here right now. The precariousness of the situation weighed on Yuki's mind. The greatest weakness of her position was the poor choice of hostage. As it stood, a proper negotiation was out of the question. Nevertheless, Haru should be out of options. For now, at least.
もう一度電話してみたら。
Think you should try calling again? Mizuha was cooperative with Yuki to the bitter end. Yuki shook her head.
向こうからかけてくるのを待つわ。
No, I wait until they call me. When that happens, Haru will have prepared some sort of scheme. There goes my advantage. The stalemate continued for 30 minutes. Yusami just stared firmly at the warehouse, with her arms folded the whole time, and the director must have smoked through a whole pack of cigarettes in agitation. Oh, smoking is one of the worst habits ever. Well, one of the most legal worst habits ever. Eventually, an unfamiliar luxury car pulled over, its engine roaring loudly. Director Shidatori greeted the man who stepped out of the driver's seat. Katakura had finally arrived. He was a short man. The director briefed him on the situation, looking sharply downward into his eyes. Katakura's small hands moved about restlessly as he did so. He wore thin glasses, as if to hide the brutal glow radiating from the eyes beneath them. Will Eiichi be like that when he gets older? Nah, Katakura looks a lot slyer than Eiichi could ever be. God, sick burn, I would say. What's up, Yusami? Just standing around waiting for the sunrise? You tell Butter we must be almost dead by now.
ですね。
Yeah. Yusami nodded, slipping in a glance at the director and Katakura.
そろそろ勝負を決めましょう。
It's about time we end this. Her gaze pierced through me.
浅井さんは私が正義の味方か何かと思っていらっしゃいますね。
You still think I'm some sort of hero of justice, don't you? Sure. Though, to be honest, I wish you'd stop waving that annoying justice around all the time.
そんなつもりは全くないんですよ。
I don't mean to do that. Is that so?
今から説明するやり口を聞いたら納得してくださると思います。
In any case, once you hear my plan, you might have to revise that opinion. You mean I won't think you are a hero of justice anymore?
はい。むしろ下道です。できることならこんなやり方はしたくなかった。でも他に方法が思いつきません。
Yup. Truth is, this will be a despicable act. I wish I could avoid what I'm about to do, but I can't think of any other way. Men talk about a hook. You've got me interested now. Oh no, wait. Man. Talk about a hook? You've got me interested now.
しかも賭けの要素もあります。成功したとしてもユキが抵抗を諦めるという確証がありません。我ながら情けない話ですが。
It'll be a gamble. Even if I succeed, it won't guarantee Yuki's surrender. That's quite shameful to admit, but it has to be said. Cut the hype and spill it already. Yusami paused in hesitation, then continued.
お願いがあるんです、アザイさん。
I have a favor to ask first, Azai-san. What?
どうかユキを助けてもらえませんか。
Could you please help Yuki? Help her? What's she on about now? Define help. You mean you want me to capture her and hand her over to the police? Or do you want me to kill her old man for her?
理事長も死なず、ユキも警察の厄介になることはない。
I was hoping for something in between there. No death, no arrests. So, a fairy tale happy ending? Well, I guess I don't really want to explain this to the cops either.
分かってます。アザイさんには関係のない話だというのは。ここまで付き合ってもらってありがとうございました。
I realized that this never had anything to do with you, by the way. Thanks for being here so far. What am I supposed to do now?
最後にもう一度だけ力を借りたいのですが。
Do you think you could help me out one last time?
お願いします。
Please. To be honest, if I stopped here, I'd probably have a hard time sleeping at night. The girl knows something about Maou. Tell you what, I won't leave until I get that story out of her. I think it would make a pretty nice gift for Gonzo.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you. Let's just cut to this dirty plan of yours. I've known you for too long. I'm used to your dramatics.
嬉しいです。
It makes me happy to hear that. God, this girl is disgusting. No, you are just an idiot.
私は未だにユキを信じています。水葉を含め無抵抗な人を傷つけたりはしないと。例えばいかに憎き理事長とはいえ命乞いをされればユキも思いとどまるかもしれません。
I still believe in Yuki. I don't think she'll actually harm any innocent people, especially not Mizuha. I think she might even spare the director if it comes down to that. You do?
そこで考えました。これは何とも危険な作戦です。しかも作戦を立てた私は安全という卑劣な。
That was the spark that inspired this plan. Not only will it be extremely dangerous, but I will be completely out of harm's way despite being the mastermind. It's completely unfair of me, I know, but... Yusami raised a finger and continued. Wow, her ploy really was a monstrously risky gamble. Wait, she explained it without us knowing. Great. Well, otherwise it wouldn't be a surprise. At long last, the phone rang. It was Haru. Yuki, bracing herself against whatever trap Haru had set for her, answered the call.
待ちくたびれちゃったわよ。
My patience was wearing thin.
ごめん。気持ちの整理がつかなくて。
Sorry, I needed some time to sort out my emotions.
言い訳はいいから。とっとと理事長を中に入れてもらえる？
Oh, please, don't give me that. Would you mind hurrying it up and sending the director in here?
それは。
Well, the director's voice butted in.
わかった。ここを開けろ。
I'm waiting outside. Open up.
いいのね。ある？
Any complaints this time, Haru?
ああ、やむを得ないという話になった。
No, we decided it couldn't be helped. Sounds like an act. Still, Yuki had to wait and see how things proceeded.
結構だわ。じゃあ入ってきてちょうだい。今から扉を開けるわ。
I'm glad you're finally seeing things my way. Come on in then. I'll open the door in a moment. Yuki ended the call and walked to the warehouse's entrance.
姉さん、私はどうすれば？
Nissan, what should I do?
あなたはもう必要ないわ。理事長が入ってきたら解放してあげる。
You aren't needed anymore. Once the director comes in, I'll release you.
うん。
Well, that's a no. Mizuha shook her head obstinately.
姉さんの力になりたいよ。
I said I wanted to help you.
なぜ？
だって今まで姉さんに何もしてあげられなかったから。姉さんに助けられるばっかりじゃ悪いよ。
My finger slipped, so she asked, why? And then, because I've never been able to do anything for you. It's not fair to be the one who's saved all the time. Yuki objectively found that comment rather foolish. But nevertheless, it warmed her heart somehow.
とにかく私はここを動かないから。
Anyway, I'm not moving from this spot. Yuki turned again and ran for the door, ignoring Mizuha as she stubbornly plopped herself on the ground. Immediately thereafter, I heard the sound of a latch being unlocked. The door slid open horizontally, and moonlight poured into the warehouse.
どうぞ。
Come in! Tokita peeked out, letting only her face show, and gestured the director to come in. It would probably be dangerous to just jump in and rush Tokita. She might be holding the nail to Shiratori's throat, behind the door out of sight. The director walked in with fear written all over his face.
じゃあね。また連絡するわ。
Bye! I'll call you again later. Tokita all but laughed as she quickly shut the door. In the end, this really was our only choice. Yusami silently watched over the situation's development. What was Haru's objective? Yuki carefully invited the director into the warehouse.
父さん、助けて。私、死にたくない。
Tasukete. Wow, I have a friend of mine who has that as his notification message. So every time he gets messaged, someone in the background says, Tasukete. For some reason. I don't even know why. Maybe because, well, it would make sense. If you message someone, you want something, and then it is Tasukete. Oh, man. Help, Dad! I don't want to die! A voice called out from a spot on the floor behind Yuki. Mizuha was still managing to act her role. She sat on the ground with her arms behind her back, pretending to be tied up. After seeing that scene, the director gave up all thoughts of resistance.
両手を上げてちょうだい。下手な真似したらわかるでしょ。
Put your hands up. Any tricks and you know what happens, right?
姉さんの言うことを聞いて。お願い。
Listen to her, please! The director seemed to have given up completely, as he raised his arms in surrender. His worn middle-aged hands were oozing with sweat.
片倉は来た？
Has Katakura come?
ああ、つい先ほど。
Yeah, he arrived just a little while ago.
じゃあ後で呼ぶわ。
He's next then. Yuki picked up a nearby crowbar.
さて、 何か言い残すことがあれば聞くわよ。
Okay. Well, if you have any last words, now's the time to say them.
すまなかった。マサミには悪いことをしたと思っている。
I'm sorry. I feel bad about what I did to Masami.
Yuki's mother's sacred name came out of that man's filthy lips. It sounded to her ears as if he'd soiled it.
あらあら、ずいぶん態度が小さくなったわね。前にも謝ってくれたけど、その時はふんぞり返ってなかった？
Oh, well, aren't we quite meek today? What happened to that arrogance in your last apology?
葬儀にも出られなかったのは私も悔やんでいたんだ。
I regretted not being able to attend the funeral.
お仕事が大変だったのね。
Let me guess. Work?
ああ、忙しくて。
Yeah, I was really busy.
お線香の一つもあげに来れないほど忙しかったのね。
So busy you couldn't even come pay your respects, huh? Yuki mocked as her hatred erupted.
賄賂を受け取っている時間はあったのに。
But you had plenty of time to take bribes. The director flinched.
待て、私を殺して何になる？
Wait, what will you gain by killing me?
There was a sly look in his eye.
ほうは考えられないか、ユキ。私は確かに人格者ではない。そんな人間のために人生を棒に振ってどうするんだ？
Think about this, Yuki. I know I'm not a model citizen, but is it really worth it to throw your life away over a person like me?
そうね。それは何度も考えたわ。あ
You've
なたを
got
殺そうと思うたびに、そういう考えが袖を引いたの。あな
You've
たは
got a-
私の母さんを殺しておいて罪に問われないのに、なぜ私だけ刑務所に入らなければならないのかって。
You've got a point. I thought about that a lot. Every time I daydreamed about wringing your pathetic neck. That thought tugged at my sleeve. You killed my mother, yet you were never convicted of a crime. Why should I have to be the one to go to prison?
そうだろう。落ち着いて、もう一度考えるんだ。
Exactly. Calm down and rethink this.
The relieved look on his face tingled Yuki's sadistic heart.
だからあなたを殺した後は日本から脱出するつもりなの。
But after I realized I could just flee the country afterwards, those daydreams were never interrupted again. Her discussions with the Mao's acquaintances had revealed an escape route for her. There was a smuggling boat which made regular trips between Japan's west coast and the Korean peninsula. Fleeing the watchful eyes of the state would be extremely difficult, but not impossible. Covering her backside after this incident wouldn't be all that hard. Yuki's largest concern lied elsewhere. Mizuha. She had been tricked and, despite being taken hostage, still loved Yuki as a sister. Mizuha. She had been tricked and could she really live with herself if she turned that kind-hearted girl into a murderer? Society was plenty cold enough to the Shiratori household without a case of patricide. Wait, patricide? Is patricide when you kill your parents? Yuki wouldn't be the only one here throwing her life away.
助けてくれ、ユキ。
Please, Yuki!
That pleading insect could never induce hesitation on Yuki. However, Yuki thought back on her painful memories with her mother. She had coughed blood until she died, all the while cursing the man who told her to go die in the cold. Yuki placed her mother's suffering and her concern for Mizuha on scales, anguishing over her inevitable decision. If she had known it would have turned out like this, she would have stayed away from Mizuha. Torrential guilt washed over her. The insectoid man before her seemed to be kind toward Mizuha, at least. That's what made him enter the warehouse, despite knowing the danger to himself. If she kills that man, Mizuha will no doubt grieve for him. Yuki's hateful adversary was, in the end, Mizuha's beloved father. She looked down once more at Mizuha. She was wading in a river of sadness that grew deeper by the moment. The one threatening to burst the upstream dam, to bring tears of grief into the ever-smiling eyes of the Mizuha in her memories was none other than Yuki herself. Would it be acceptable for her to rob this girl of her father? I ought to stop this, Yuki clearly thought. No, wait! She had idly glanced at Director Shiratori. In that glance she had just barely caught a glimpse of him reaching for his pocket. That glimpse proved enough to allow her to avoid the attack by a hair's width. I stood next to Yusami, watching over the warehouse with bated breath. What do you think, Yusami?
何がです？
About what? About what's going on in there. Aren't you worried things might go sour?
まだ何もわかりません。
Of course. But all we can do is wait for the news. This is a pretty drastic measure for you. I mean, I guess that means it might catch Tokita off guard, but still.
ええ。
Yeah. Sparks flew before her eyes. There was a static pop, like the sound of a discharging bus zapper as it kills a nearby mob. The director's hand closed in on her again. A black object, most likely some sort of taser, shot out at Yuki's face. She leaped to the side in a frantic second dodge. The rumbling war of electricity rolled past her as she reoriented herself in the battle. Yuki hurled the crowbar she still gripped at her silent as she put some distance between herself and the surprise attack. After gaining enough ground to think calmly, Yuki scanned her surroundings for anything that could be used as a weapon, despite the crowbar in her very hand.
やってくれるわね。
Oh, you've done it now, she mumbled between rough, distracted pants. The comment was directed at Haru. Yuki never expected she would try to use the hostage to take her down. As Yuki eyed her opponent, she realized his submissive aura had entirely disappeared. Director Shiratori was now grinning like a madman. Something like that, maybe?
まったく親子揃って聞き分けのない女だ。
You turned out just as goddamn insolent as your mother.
Oh, my shoulder hurts and I don't know why. Maybe I lay wrong on it. He drew one step nearer.
最初からそのつもりだったのね。
You've been planning on attacking me ever since I asked you to swap for Mizuha.
娘のためだ。
I'd do anything for my daughter.
よく言うわよ。
How can you say that with a straight face? She had been careless. She looked down at her haggard attacker.
おかしいと思ったのよ。あなたは水葉の代わりになるためにここに来たの。そんなことは一言も口にしなかった。
I knew something was odd. You were brought in here expecting a swap, but you never once demanded that I release Mizuha. Now that she critically analyzes her memory of the director's entrance, she should have known this was coming. Well, I wonder why she didn't knew it. I mean, I thought she was so good at reading people. His eyes held some kind of plan, and his lips, stiff with fear, were smeared with lies.
私は水葉からあなたの悪口を聞いたことがないわ。だから油断してしまった。けどあなたのいいところも聞いたことがない。
I've never heard Mizuha say anything bad about you, so I let my guard down. Not that I've heard anything good about you either. Mizuha was too sweet to speak up, so she had likely been sitting on her dissatisfaction for years.
面の皮の厚い男ね。まったく。
But I'll be damned if you don't have one heck of a poker face. The director laughed.
少しぐらい弁が立たねば警察も手を引かんよ。
You gotta be able to lie convincingly if you want to keep the police off your back.
He had managed to avoid persecution for the recent bribery scandal, after all.
そうやって狡猾に立ち回った挙句、母さんに無実の罪を着せて追い出したのね。
You used those same sly tricks to accuse my mother of a crime she didn't commit and throw us out of the house, didn't you?
何のことだか全くわからんな。ただ正美が出て行った年にはおかげで会社の保養所を建てることができたぞ。それについては正美の墓前で報告したいと思っている。
I've no idea what you're talking about. All I can say is that we were able to buy some company vacation property and put a summer house there the year Masami left. Maybe I should go visit her grave and thank her for that.
保養所という名の別荘でしょ？
Don't call it company property. That's a private villa, isn't it? It hadn't taken a genius to figure out that the money her mother supposedly embezzled had ended up in the director's pocket.
まったく。人として恥ずかしくないの？
Don't you have an ounce of shame?
立てこもり犯に人の道を解かれる筋合いはないが、別に言い訳はせんよ。会社経営にはお前たち子供にはわからない苦労があるのだが、多くは語るまい。
A woman who takes hostages has no right to lecture me. But I won't make excuses. You children wouldn't understand the difficulties of corporate management, so I won't waste time on them.
下道の分際で何を余裕ぶっているのかしら。
You'd better get off that soapbox this instant, you disgusting hog of a man.
子供にとって分かりやすい悪役でいてやろうという親心。それとも私の身の上話でも聞きたいか？
I'm just trying to keep to my role as a simple bad guy to my daughters. I do this out of love for you two. Or would you rather hear the whole story?
結構よ。
No thanks. Yuki knew that her biological father was also an illegitimate child. He had always hated his parents and used their drive to build a company from the ground up with nothing but clothes on his back.
ユキは昔から賢い娘だった。お前が再び私の前に現れた時、ただでは済まないだろうとは思っていた。だから先の学園で要求してきた500万くらいならくれてやってもいいんだぞ。
You were always a smart girl, Yuki. The second I heard you were back in town, I knew I wouldn't be getting off easily. That's why I don't mind giving you the 5 million yen your man demanded at the school.
それはありがとう。 お父さん
Thanks, Dad.
しかし殺人はまずい。復讐はもっと法の網から逃れやすい形で行うべきだ。
But murder is the wrong way to go about this. Revenge is something that needs to be taken in a manner that the law can overlook.
Those few words perfectly defined Director Shidatori. He wasn't a greedy, middle-aged buffoon, scared half to death of the police and the media's hounding. Neither was he a kind father worried about his beloved Mizuha. He was a selfish, arrogant incarnation of evil.
さあ、もう諦めるんだ。表へ出よう。心配するな。警察に突き出したりはしない。娘が実刑を受けるのは忍びないからな。
Now, give up already. Let's get out of here.
Ooh,
I won't hand you over to the police. I couldn't stand to see my daughter imprisoned.
oh god, I have getting the hiccups.
呆れるわね。自分のスキャンダルをこれ以上増やしたくないだけでしょ。
Don't lie to me, you sack of filth. What you couldn't stand to see is another Shidatori scandal. Isn't that right? Yuki's old curiosity idly wondered how a man with no sense of right and wrong became so powerful in society.
こっちへ来い。
Come here.
He took another step toward her, taser brandished and ready. There was nowhere left to run. Yuki's back pressed against the crate, the taut top covering it crinkling as she tried to retreat further. Then, her eyes shot wide open. Stop it! Mizuha screamed. She had jumped out from behind the crate. She desperately clung to the director's arm from behind him. After a short struggle, the black weapon in his hand fell to the ground with a clang. The powerful device which had given the director his brash confidence was now on the floor. He roared and thrashed, shaking Mizuha off in the process. However, Yuki was already holding the director by the collar. Cool air washed past her flushed face. Her flawless shoulder throw hurled the director quite a ways. His spine hit the concrete floor hard. He fainted in agony, his mouth still hanging open from the pain of the impact. Yuki caught her breath and looked down at her father, crumpled on the floor like a caterpillar.
思い直したわ。やっぱりあなたを殺すって。
I've changed my mind. I think I really will kill you. 姉さん。
ごめんね、ミズハ。でも、あなたも悪いのよ。こんな父親を野放しにしておいたんだから。
Sorry, Mizuha, but you're partially to blame. You were the one who allowed your father to go unpunished. Guilt tore at Yuki's heart as she spoke. She knew Mizuha had no hand in these events, but Yuki was powerless to halt what had already been put in motion. Urged forward by her overwhelming hate, Yuki tied the director's arms behind him with the nearby rope.
よく考えたら、私たちって姉妹じゃないじゃない。
If you really think about it, we are not really sisters.
法律上の話ね。だから殺人犯の姉を持つってことにはならないじゃないの。私って何勘違いしてるのかしら。
Legally, I mean. It would be libel for the media to call you a murderous sister. I was just confused. There's nothing to worry about.
何言ってるの？私たちは姉妹だよ。
What are you talking about? Of course we are sisters.
そういうのはもういいわ。私たちは他人。助けてくれたのは感謝してる。
Stop with that.
もうお別れよ。
Fuck. Stop with that. We are practically strangers. I'm grateful for your help, but this is the end. Yuki picked up the long, narrow nail she had mentioned earlier and crouched at the director's side.
さあ、教えてちょうだい。
Now, talk. Yuki's expression must have been drenched in cruelty, as the director's face quickly filled with unmistakable fear.
あなたは片倉に命じて家に火を放ったのだな。
You ordered Katakura to set fire to the house, didn't you? Yuki's rage dragged her mind back to the night her house burst into flames. The floor and walls licked at the young Yuki with a blazing red heat. Her mother fought against time and an unconquerable illness to stand up, lift the half-asleep Yuki and jump out the window. Yuki cried in her mother's scorched arms.
言いなさい。殺すわよ。
I said talk! Talk or I'll kill you! She thrust the nail at the director's neck. He promptly confessed through frantic breath.
そうだ。私の指図だ。当時金に困っていた片倉君に話を持ちかけたんだ。しかし放火までしろとは言っていない。本当だ。
Alright, I ordered it. Katakura-kun was in a bit of money trouble. I gave him an offer he couldn't refuse. But I swear, I never told him to set fire to the house. I swear!
The devil in Yuki's heart gorged on her wrath.
じゃあなんで火がついたんだ。
Then, why was the house burnt down?
やめろ。本当だ。
Please, it's the truth!
He said, his tears and saliva splattering across the room. Ugh.
片倉君が勝手にやった。信じてくれ。
Katakura did it of his own accord! You gotta believe me!
うるさい。
Shut up! Words could no longer reach Yuki. Nor could her consideration of Mizuha or her guilt toward Haru. Even her gratitude to and love of her foster father blew away into the storm of rage within her. That fierce wind took everything from Yuki, until all that remained was an empty shell. One waiting for the awakened demon within her to fill the vacancy her fast-fleeing soul left behind. Yuki punched the director in the face. After shaking his tears and saliva off her hand, she picked up her phone. There's another person I have to kill. The call was quickly answered.
どうしたんだユキ。理事長を引き渡したら水葉を解放してくれる約束じゃなかったのか。
Well, what's the holdup, Yuki? Weren't you going to release Mizuha after we handed over the director? What a smartass. After giving the director that dangerous weapon, she has the nerve to act so innocent. Yuki laughed. Haru was a hypocrite after all.
ちょっとトラブルがあってね。でももう水葉には用はないから安心して。
We ran into a bit of trouble in here, but rest assured, I have no need for Mizuha anymore. Despite her voice, which still dripped with the flames of adrenaline, Yuki's mind was as cool as ice.
片倉が来てるらしいじゃないの。中に入れてもらえるかしら。
I hear you've got Katakura out there waiting for me. Would you mind ushering him inside?
あ、そう。嫌なんだ。じゃあ、この人間のクズを殺すわ。
Oh, I see. You refuse. Well, say goodbye to this sack of shit in here. Yuki feared she might actually kill him on the spot, unconcerned about the consequences.
落ち着けユキ。分かった。片倉さんも納得してくれている。
Calm down, Yuki. I'll do it. Katakura-san's on his way now.
もう小細工はなしよ、ハル。あまり怒らせないでちょうだい。
No dirty tricks this time. Haru, my patience has its limits, and you are testing them.
あ
Yeah. Yuki stood at the warehouse entrance once more.
開けるわよ。
I'm opening the door. Perhaps Yuki's anger had robbed her of her cool. She realized she was about to open the door without bringing along a hostage as a shield. What if they rush in as soon as I open the door? However, it was a needless worry. The sea breeze flew in. A short man stood not an arm's length away from her. He wore a suit and thin glasses.
片倉の
You are Katakura?
そうだ。
That's right. Yuki immediately pulled the man to her chest using her right arm. Her left hand wielded the nail. The moment she pushed the nail against Katakura's neck, a voice rang out against her. I shouted the second Tokita reached out for the man at the door. Now, Yusami! This was her best chance, seeing as Tokita had defenselessly opened the door.
はい。
You don't have to respond to that. I held the warehouse door open to keep her from shutting it.
何のつもり？
What do you think you're doing? Tokita's eyes opened wide. She wrapped her arm around her new hostage's neck from behind, holding him as a human shield. Her left hand held a glittering long nail. She began a slow retreat. I waved my hand, signaling the Sonoyama recruits to advance. They rushed into the warehouse after Yusami and Tokita. As I ducked in after the last of our waiting team entered the warehouse, I noticed a few cars in the distance heading this way.
そ
Oh!
れが見えないの？近寄ったら片倉を殺すわよ。
Oh my god, that's a long ass nail right there! Oh, and he's reaching for his gun? Oh my god. See this nail? Not snail, nail. If you come any closer, I'll kill Katakura! Yakuza men ignored Yuki's warning as they charged into the warehouse, one after another. They kept a distance of about 5 yards from Yuki. They had her surrounded, forming a semicircle around her as she backed against the wall. Each one of them teemed with rage and exuded enough overwhelming force for Yuki to smell it. She addressed the leader of the pack, her old friend.
気でも触れたの、ハル。
Have you gone insane, Haru?
ああ、これが最後の手段だった。
Yeah, this was a last resort.
呆れるわね。よく考えてごらんなさい。状況は何も変わっていないのよ。
What in hell are you thinking? Just put your mind to use for a second. Don't you see what's going on here? Nothing's changed. Yuki forced out a composed smile.
私は人質を取っている。今にも殺すことができる。
I have a hostage. I could kill him at any moment. To be honest, even with the impending threat, this situation was more favorable than when Mizuha was her only hostage. The man squirming in her arms, the one called Katakura, was despicable enough to warrant at least 2 bloody deaths.
ユキ落ち着け。
Calm down, Yuki!
落ち着いてるわよ。
I am perfectly calm. Indeed, she could take this man's life without so much as a quivering fingertip right now.
頼む。もうこんなバカなことはやめてくれ。私はユキが大好きなんだ。
Please, I'm begging you. Stop all these stupid revenge games. I love you, Yuki.
大好きなら魔王のことを教えてくれてもよかったじゃない？
If you loved me, why didn't you tell me about the Maou?
すまない。下手に話したら迷惑がかかると思ったんだ。
I'm sorry. I thought bringing him up for no reason would have caused more problems than it solved.
気遣いのありがとう。おかげですれ違ったわ。
Well, it was a sweet thought. Too bad it prevented us from truly understanding each other. Yuki's arm tightened around Katakura's neck. She used excessive force for such a small hostage. Madness fueled her strength to heroic, demonic proportions. She glanced at the director on the floor.
火に油を注いだわね。
You really screwed yourself over this time, Haru.
何？
What?
一時はね、復讐なんてやめようかとも思ったのよ。水葉のおかげでね。
I was considering giving up my revenge at one point, thanks to Mizuha. Mizuha stood stone still, dumbfounded. She was obviously failing to comprehend the current situation.
外道の父親を持っているだけでも肩身が狭いのに、その上、人殺しの姉まで加わったらいくらなんでもかわいそうでしょ。
She's gone through enough. Seeing as her father's a degenerate piece of trash, turning out to be the sister of a murderer would just be too cruel. In stark contrast to her words, Yuki's conscience was silent. All blame laid with Haru.
あなたが理事長をけしかけなかったらハッピーエンドだったのにね。大した勇者様だこと。
If you hadn't sickered the director on me, we could have all gone home with a nice, happy ending. Good going, hero. Haru's face grew grave. She looked at the director with narrowed eyes, full of anger. It's too late for regrets, Haru. God damn it, I have to increase the... it's better. I have a little ventilator here. It's too late for regrets, Haru.
分かった。私が代わりに人質になろう。
Fine. You can hold me hostage instead.
冗談はやめてよ。確かにあなたには失望したけれど、それでもあなたを殺す理由はないわ。
Don't be ridiculous. I may be disappointed in you, but I have no reason to kill you.
そうか。
Is that so?
人質には人質たる理由がいるのよ。
Hostages aren't worth a dime if there's no believable threat to their lives. Yuki stated the obvious. There was no reason to put up with Haru's begging any longer.
さあ、道を開けてちょうだい。車は用意してあるんでしょ？
Now, step aside. You prepared me a car, right?
ユキ。
それとも何？片倉を見殺しにしてでも私を捕まえる？言っておくけど、少しでも変な動きを見せたらその場で殺すわよ。何の遠慮もないわ。
What? Do you intend on catching me, even if it means Katakura gets killed in the process? Let me make something crystal clear. If I see anything funny, I'll kill him on the spot, without the slightest hesitation. Nevertheless, Haru refused to stand down.
何度でも言おう。その人を離すんだ。お前を人殺しにはさせない。
I'll say it as many times as you want. Let him go. I won't let you kill someone. Oh,
いい加減に
give
してよね。
Oh, give it up already. Yuki sighed, then suddenly felt something amiss about this situation. Haru's behavior was odd. She was standing tall, staring straight at her opponent. It wasn't a very typical attitude when faced with defeat. Why? Why? Was she bluffing? Yuki felt that she could read Haru flawlessly after the time they spent together. Yet, much to her confusion and discomfort, Haru showed no signs of lying. How on earth does she plan on turning this situation around? Yuki attempted to calm and cool her mind as it raged in a storm of madness. Wait a second. She focused on the men surrounding her. Each of them bore a malevolent air. They looked as though they might pounce at any second. Wait, what are they waiting for? Yuki, now in panic, reflexively turned to look at the back of Katakura's head.
その人は片倉さんじゃない。
That isn't Katakura's son, Haru declared.
その山組の方だ。浅井さんにお願いして協力してもらった。
It's a member of Sonoyama Group. I asked Azai-san to propose this plan to his man. Yuki had no time to be dumbfounded. Nevertheless, her usually talkative mouth refused to move. That's why the Yakuza had hesitated. If Katakura's life were on the line, there would be no reason for these men to restrain themselves. They kept back because the hostage was one of their own.
俺にも家族がいるんだ。勘弁してもらえねえかな、嬢ちゃん。
Look, I got a family. Cut me some slack, would ya, babe? Yuki's hostage, the man she thought was Katakura, spoke to her in the thick dialect of the underworld. All Yuki could do was mindlessly stare at Haru.
人質には人質たる理由がいる。そうだろう、ユキ。
I'd say he isn't worth a dime as a hostage. What about you, Yuki? By the way, Tokita, I took a step forward. Yusami didn't order the director to attack you. What? The director keeps a taser on him at all times. Shiratori told me about it when we had dinner together the day before yesterday. The guy's pretty shady all around, if you ask me. I had interpreted Tokita's sarcasm earlier to mean that the director launched a surprise attack against her. That was an unbelievably stupid move.
さあ、ユキ、その人は話すんだ。
Alright, Yuki! Time to let go of that man!
頭のいいお前ならわかるだろ。その人を殺しても何の意味もないんだ。
You're smart enough to realize this, but I'll say it anyway. Killing that man will solve nothing. It was quite a dirty trick for Yusami. Its outcome depended on Tokita's mental state. If we were less than careful, or even just unlucky, our stand-in might have been killed. He might be unrelated to Tokita's revenge, but he is still a hostage. As Yusami said, there's no guarantee that Tokita will surrender now.
もし私が無関係な人を殺すことも厭わなかったらどうするの？
What would you do if I decided I had no qualms about killing people who have nothing to do with this? Tokita knew as well as I did that Yusami believed in her.
ユキにそんな真似はできない。
You couldn't do something like that! Yusami declared that belief with conviction, and Tokita flinched and looked away in response.
このままこの人を人質に逃げ出したらどうするの？
What if I decided to run away with this man as my hostage? This time I responded. How exactly do you intend to do that? Are you planning on driving out of here? There's no way a piddly little nail could keep one of our men to seal, let alone while the person holding it is watching the road.
そう。どう考えても不本当だ。
Indeed, I'm clearly at a disadvantage. I could tell Tokita's grip on the man had loosened a bit.
私の負け。疑ってごめんね。
It looks like I lose. I didn't give you enough credit, Haru. Oh man. Tokita let go of the hostage and stood still for a moment, dazed. The nail she had threatened to use as a weapon fell to the ground. Shiratori squeaked at Tokita's surrender. Judging by the fact that she wasn't bound in the least, Shiratori must have actually been cooperating with Tokita.
助けてくれ
Hell! The director seemed to be alive, at least.
ユキ貴様ただで済むと思うなよ
Yuki, you little shit! Don't think you'll get away with this!
He seemed lively enough.
アザイさん、お願いです。
Adai-san, please. The rest was up to me, I guess. Yusami wanted me to save Tokita.
ユキが魔王の関係者だということをここにいる人たちに知られたら。
You know what would happen if everyone here found out Yuki was connected to Maou. Yeah. She would be left with Uribe, at the mercy of his horrible tortures. And she said it in front of every single from the Sonoyama guys? Really? You think that wasn't a dumb idea? Or did you whisper into his ear gently? His ear, yeah.
すみません。
Thank you. Fucking hell, why me? Well, I live this down eventually. Eventually. Everyone listen up. I faced the group of villainous men. Thank you all very much for helping us out here, all through the night. I, Adai Kyosuke, will never forget this favor. I will be personally rewarding each of you later. For now though, I think we should call it a day. I'll report this to my father immediately. Feel free to go home in the meantime. I can't afford to let any one of them talk to Gonzo directly. Some of them might have overheard our conversation and learned something about Tokita and Maou. The man swearing here and there slowly turned to leave. They seemed content enough after I mentioned the reward. Suddenly, the people nearest the entrance stopped in their tracks. Boisterous greetings echoed through the warehouse. Uh-oh, Gonzo is here, the man himself! You are fucked now. And maybe not only figuratively. A giant strode through the ranks of beasts before pouncing in front of me. Oh god! I had seen cars coming when we rushed in. That was Gonzo? Oh, and he's pissed!
うちの狼どもはいつからお前の家畜になったんだ
When did my wolves become your livestock, boy?
Father, I'm very sorry. A dull thud echoed through my skull.
立てこもりの話は聞いた。時田の義理の娘が親に復讐していたようだ。
I heard about your little hostage crisis. Tokita's adopted kid was planning revenge on her real father, right?
He pointed at Tokita with his chin. The director suddenly raised his head.
浅井組長、
Boss, are they?
よくおいでくださいました。おかげさまで大変助かりました。
Thanks for going out this way. You really saved my backside.
The director tried to kiss a little ass.
息子さんには感謝しております。
Your son did a great job here.
どうか今後ともよしなに。
You've earned my best regards.
Gonzo finally spoke without a hint of expression.
下道には下道の報いがある。
Swine should be dealt with in a manner befitting a swine.
貴様が原因でうちの若い衆がこき使われたようだな。
You got a whole brigade of foot soldiers bossed around all night. You know that?
私ではありません。そこの女が。
It wasn't me. It was that woman over there.
手当てとして一人につき500払
Pay them 5 million apiece in compensation.
There were 20 men here at least. That's over 100 million yen total.
そんな大金は。
Oh, I can't pay that.
え。黙れ。
Silence.
The director paled. Father, the situation has been resolved. I've no excuse for my overworking of your man.
何を隠している？
What are you hiding?
Pardon, sir?
知れ犬が宇佐美もいるではないか。
That mutt Yusami is here, is she not?
Did he smell her, I wonder? In any case, Gonzo was quick to suspect the connection between the situation here and Maou.
いえ、
Spit it out.
He lifted me up by the shirt.
俺は貴様に魔王を探れと命じた。が、貴様は全く関係のない事件に俺の私兵を投じたというのか。
I ordered you to hunt down Maou. Why would you throw my troops into a completely unrelated case?
It's only natural for Gonzo to be angry.
魔王は捕まえ次第八つ咲きにする。魔王の子飼いも生きたまま皮を剥いでやろう。
Let me tell you this. When I catch Maou, I'm going to tear him to pieces. And I'll skin every last one of his prodigies alive.
これより3つ数える。その間に真実を述べねば貴様の連れも皆殺しだ。
I'll count to 3. If you don't tell me the truth by the time I'm done, I'll have these companions of yours massacred.
Companions? Yusami, Shidatori, and Tokita?
一つ。
1.
Are they really my companions? Would that make them my friends?
二つ。
2.
What am I doing? I should be obeying Gonzo. Suddenly, despite my suffocated, hazy consciousness, a vision flashed before my eyes. I saw Tsubaki protecting her brother. I watched Cannon leave without saying so much as a word. and as my sight returned, I saw Togita, who refused to lay a hand on Shidatori. I watched her distant lips swing wide open.
やめて。
Stop!
京介くんを離して。
Let Kyosuke go. She faced Gonzo and me with an utterly blank expression.
貴様か。
You. Gonzo let go of me and walked toward Togita.
その通り。私は魔王を知っているわ。
You guessed right. I know the Maou.
お前が時田の娘だな。
You are Togita's daughter, yeah?
ええ。父さんとお知り合いなの？
Yes. Are you acquainted with my father? Gonzo responded to Togita's question by throwing her a death glare.
魔王はどこだ？
Where is Maou?
わからないわ。
I don't know.
知っていることを洗いざらい話せ。
Then tell me what you do know, girl.
ほとんど知らないわ。本当よ。
I don't know much, I swear.
本当かどうかは俺が決める。
Swear all you want. I'll decide when you've said enough. Am I glaring on my nose? It's all the sweat from the heat. I'm oozing. My face is oozing out. Pure malice seemed to swell in Gonzo's eyes. It's all over. Gonzo isn't going to let Togita off lightly. We didn't know each other for long, but Togita wasn't half bad, if you ask me. I sort of got along with her. To be honest, I wish she could have stuck around a little longer. I mean, considering the lengths she went in order to exact her revenge, Togita must have held at least a small grudge against Shidatori. Why did she refuse to hurt her? If she had used Shidatori as a legitimate hostage, the situation would have gone overwhelmingly in Togita's favor. So, why? Why is this sensation so alien to me, when everyone around me seems to have something warm in them?
さらえ。
Haul her in! Gonzo commanded his pack to prey. Just as I was about to flinch away from the spectacle, as I did every time I bore witness to Gonzo's cruelty, I heard pitiful sobs echo through the warehouse.
やめてください。
Mizuha's begging them to stop. Of all the begging I've heard before Gonzo, this was the most meaningless, powerless plea. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Don't show me a picture like that. I mean, it's obvious that it would happen, but come on. What a foolish girl, Yuki thought.
姉さんは悪くないんです。
Nei-san didn't do anything wrong. Yuki's heart, already unable to fulfill its revenge, allowed the world to slip away entirely as it fell into despair at this new development.
何も悪くないんです。
She didn't do anything wrong. Mizuha was an idiot. It was no use. Yuki's experience told her this after a mere glance at Azai Gonzo. No matter how much she screams or cries, this giant's heart would remain steadfast.
許して。
姉さんにひどいことしないで。
Please, just forgive her. Don't hurt her. She must not fully comprehend the situation. Mizuha doesn't even know about the connection between Yuki and the Maou. She's merely throwing a tantrum. And good lord, why does she feel need to make all this racket?
私がいけないんです。
It was all my fault. After finally being pierced by Gonsu's gaze, Mizuha's lips stiffened in fear.
私が姉さんに話を持ちかけて人質のふりをしていたんです。
I told Nei-san to use me as a fake hostage. How foolish. Who would believe such a story? And regardless, other Gonzo was uninterested in the hostage situation. Her claim was utterly unimportant.
魔王、私が知ってます。姉さんは関係ないんです。
I'm the one who knows the Maou. It has nothing to do with Nei-san?
ほう。
Trembling in fear before Gonzo's deep voice, Mizuha awkwardly spun her words together.
だから姉さんを許してください。
So, let Nei-san go. Tears fell onto her scarf. The situation was almost aggravating. All she had to do was keep quiet. At this rate, Mizuha would be put to the Yakuza torture as well. Why is she always so much trouble? Yuki stared at Mizuha's scarf as she spoke to Gonzo.
まさかその子の話を信じるわけじゃないでしょ。
You don't really believe her, do you? Gonzo glanced at Yuki. His eyes were chilling enough to freeze Yuki's reason as she tried to read him. Had Mizuha really just lied straight into these eyes?
本当です。
It's true! Mizuha cried out again.
話にならないわ、水葉。黙りなさい。
This is ridiculous! Mizuha, be quiet!
やだよ。
No, okay.
殺されるわよ。
You'll be killed! Why? Mizuha's behavior bewildered Yuki. She wished Mizuha could understand her feelings. The last thing Yuki wanted was to drag her poor sister down with her. Yet more tears flow across Mizuha's pale cheeks, eventually coming to rest on her scarf.
おい。
Azai Gonzo finally opened his mouth. The anger in his lips implied that he would not waste time with this farce.
あれはなんだ？
What is that? He asked as he pointed at Mizuha.
さあ、
Who knows? All Yuki could do was smile, though her lips twitched in terror.
あれはお前の妹か？
Is it your sister or not?
だったらわかるな。
Because if it is, you know what we'll have to do, right? The pack of beasts understood their leader well enough and drew near to Mizuha. She had to deny it. But what good would denying it do? It was too late now. Mizuha's eyes flooded with tears. Her scream tore through the claustrophobic air of the warehouse, slicing apart the tension in the room.
姉さんは今までずっと大
She's always had it rough. Please, just let her go. She's had it real rough. Mizuha's vocabulary suffered for her desperation. Her plea wasn't convincing in the least. However, despite being too weak to save Yuki, those words did manage to shake her heart. The scarf she had given Mizuha so long ago was now drowning in her endless tears.
そうよ。妹よ。
Uh-oh. Yeah, she's my sister. Her voice was faint. Damn.
よく見てよ。
Just look at her.
水葉はいつでも姉さんの味方だよって。
Mizuha will stick with Nei-san no matter what.
そっくりじゃない？
Aren't we identical? Oh man. Yuki pointed at her sister, who looked almost nothing like her. Then she realized what she had just done. What was she saying? What a stupid pair of sisters. She had to deny it. Now think! How can you persuade the stupid sister of yours? That stupid sister of yours. Think! Don't involve your sister in this. Hell doesn't need both of us. Speak, damn it! Where are those words you were supposedly so good with? Make use of what you sold your soul to the devil to learn. Her voice wouldn't come out. No matter how much she tried, it wouldn't come out. What I did then must have come as a huge surprise to Asai Gonzo. It even surprised me. Nobody move! I grabbed Gonzo's huge shoulders from behind. My other hand held Tokita's nail.
気でも触れたか、京介。
Have you gone insane, Kyosuke? Yeah, I guess I have. Yusami, take Tokita and Shidatori and run! What am I doing? Well, everyone get out of their fucking way! Do you guys want Gonzo to die? Why am I doing this?
Oh.
His lips curved into a smirk. It bore all the confidence of a wild animal before devouring its prey. My body had merely moved before my mind could comprehend fear. Just get out of here! Yusami seemed to grasp the situation. Dilly-dallying around here would be truly idiotic. She quickly pulled Tokita by the arm.
面白い。
Interesting.
俺は完全に油断していたぞ、京介。
I completely let my guard down, Kyosuke.
何があった？
What got into you? I'm surprised too. What got into him? That makes no sense. I don't know. I couldn't answer. My classmates' faces just came to mind. Tsubaki, Kanon, Shidatori, Tokita. The tears rolling down their cheeks had spurred me on somehow. Oh, I like those laughs, man.
安西さん、すみません。
I'm sorry, Adai-san! Yusumi quickly helped Shidatori up from the ground and hurried for the door. Tokita and Shidatori followed Yusami in a daze, as if they had lost all will of their own. I said get out of their way! I kill him! Yusami and the rest made their way to the exit. Like a boulder tearing apart rapids, the crowd of people split as they pushed through. Gonzo didn't move an inch. Shortly thereafter, he heard the roaring sound of a car engine outside. They must have taken the car prepared for Tokita. The tires grazed along and they left.
おい
I was then literally attacked by bottomless despair.
俺はお前に驚いている
I am surprised, boy.
俺を上回る恐怖に出会わねば裏切らぬと思っていた
I didn't think you'd ever betray me. At least not unless something even scarier than me came around.
That's what I thought too.
お前は俺にへつらうだけの家畜ではなかったのか
I thought you were just another piece of livestock made to lick my boots.
My hands shook uncontrollably.
俺に拾われ母を捨て金の奴隷になったのではなかったのか
I thought you were just another slave to money. Some kid I picked up who abandoned his mother.
It was too late to make excuses. I didn't even understand what I did. Explaining my actions would be out of the question.
でどうするのだ京介
Well, what will you do now, Kyosuke?
What will I do? He's asking about the future. What future does someone who bore the fangs at Gonsu have?
お前は金を貯めて母を迎えるつもりだった
You were planning on saving up money and returning to your mother someday, right?
I timidly nodded.
そんなお前にとって残念な知らせが先ほど届いた
I've got some bad news for you. It came in just now.
What?
死んだぞ
She's dead.
I dropped the nail, and it bounced off the ground with a clang.
母親だ
Your mother, I mean.
Oh shit. My vision was instantly dyed black.
跳ねられたらしい
She was run over, apparently.
My knees threatened to collapse beneath me.
飲酒運転の車に
Drunk driver.
Don't drink and drive. Ever! And never threaten a Yakuza. Unless you are absolutely sure you survive, which is not very likely. Never drink and drive, never smoke, never do drugs. Why am I saying this? Though entirely numb, I somehow felt my body melt into the solid floor. There were no traces of a lie in Gonzo's eyes. No. I burst into an eardrum-shattering scream. I looked to the ceiling for a moment before my eyes rolled back. My lungs all the while fighting to force out this blood-curdling despair. And there we definitely have it then! That is the end of chapter what? 4 or 5? What a revelation! What an episode! Oh my god! Okay, I think I'm going to end it here. cue JoJo roundabout by yes right now, and I will see you hopefully in the next episode then. Stay tuned.